The Netz F-16 might be the most all-or-nothing aircraft in the game. So let's fly a little bit and show a little bit how it is, depending on the BR that it actually fights. And it is at the current 13.0 BR, which is kind of funny that you see a lot of these aircraft at 13.0 that are the exact same as this thing. They can be heroes or nothing, depending on the BR that they face. And it's a very, very enjoyable aircraft to fly, and people kind of not care too much about it anymore. The Python 3 is a missile that, although pretty amazing, people start to just not care too much because it doesn't have IRCCM. And there is this trend of if you don't have an IRCCM in your missile kind of sucks. And it's just not correct. You know, you can still use your AIM-9Ls, your Python 3s, your R60Ms even in the correct way and get a lot of kills. So let's get to some matches where we see the hero and then the no hero kind of situation. So here we are in the hero part, a match that was the lowest rank that I got, and although there were better aircraft than mine, there were not that far from the BR that I was in. Like for example, an F-15A, you see some other aircraft like that, some 4th generations that are pretty good. But the majority of the aircraft here would be stuff like this. And this is how you actually need to fly. Sneaking around and getting people by surprise. Look at these two. I mean, they don't even see me. Of course, I turn off my radar and I fire 2 Pythons. They have an incredible range, very good turn, and just very good kills, very easy kills. And I see 2 F-20s on my 12 o'clock over here. Very scary, almost got killed by that Sparrow, but I eventually made it lose enough energy to not be able to turn. One of them just completely went off and, I don't know, probably got killed eventually, and left this guy, this poor guy, alone in a dogfight against a Block 10 F-15. And this is where this thing shines. Dogfights, you gotta fly low and get people in dogfights, because even an F-20, although that guy doesn't feel like he was flying too well, you know, it's just so easy to win dogfights in this thing that you gotta fly low, you gotta get people by surprise with your good ranged missiles, and yeah, getting dogfights with the gun. So perfect aircraft for that. And if you are kinda annoyed with War Thunder's current top tier meta, try to fly this thing, man, because this is like an old school 4th generation aircraft basically, right? That doesn't have BVR and just its pure performance and dogfight with some IR missiles that are pretty amazing. So the F-20 missed the first missile, but eventually I got him with the second one. So no more missiles. So imagine that. How can we win with no missiles? Well, let me tell you what. There was 4 targets there. One got killed by the AV-8. And one crashed eventually, which was, it's gonna be one of the F-15s that you see. I noticed a vegan flying behind me, so I just had to go to dogfight him. Of course, an AV-8 would have some troubles dogfighting a vegan, so I had to help him. Even though there was some other more important targets to fight on, the vegan needed to get killed. He just needed to. I had just 16 flares, a dream, and 361 shots. I got a crit on him. He went in a head-on with the AV-8, and he was basically critically damaged, but he killed the AV-8. I just made sure that he was going down, and yeah, then the Mirage died, and I had an F-14 and an F-15 on my 12 o'clock. So although yes, this is a lower ranked BR, you're not facing top tiers, you still face some very, very powerful aircraft, and you gotta be careful. Not having BVR, not having a lot of chaff and countermeasures means that you have to play it smartly. You really, really do. And again, if you want the challenge, if you want an aircraft that doesn't have Fox 3s and all sorts of top tier shenanigans, you just fly this thing, man. It's amazing. F-14B went in a head-on, the F-15 kinda went straight away. The F-15 just crashed while trying to turn to get me, or something like that. I don't know exactly what happened to him. He took a missile from an F-14, but the F-14 already died a long time ago, so honestly, I really don't understand what happened there. He probably didn't land, and he was just, you know, got the missile before or something. I don't know exactly, but yeah, last guy, F-14, My advantage is the lightweightness of the aircraft. I don't have a lot of fuel, don't have a lot of guns, but I still have plenty of performance to actually beat an F-14, and I just honestly don't understand what this guy was doing. He was maybe trying to make an energy trap or something, but it's an F-16A, my friend. Even if you have an F-14B, still not enough against an F-16A like this. This thing is just too light. So yeah, guys, I will get this kill. It's gonna be very, very just weird. I will get the critical, and the tail is gonna go off, and then eventually he's just gonna crash and die. But yeah, guys, 6-kill game, and I basically won the match by not having any BVR or anything like that against some aircraft that do have some powerful missiles like AIM-9Ms, Sparrows, Phoenixes. By what? Getting people by surprise, attacking in the right time, and dogfighting when I can. But sometimes you can face some very, very hard BRs as well. This is when it comes from hero to basically zero, and you really gotta be careful. If in a normal match you already have to, in a lower match, actually it's not a normal match, the normal match is this type of match that you fight top tiers, you really gotta be careful because they just have plenty of more sensors, missiles, everything in performance, even everything to beat you, right? So you gotta be careful. F-16C came from my 6, this was the start of the match. You gotta be careful of how fast you get to the match because you're really light and you're not climbing. So normally you see yourself kinda alone against a lot of targets in this thing if you're not careful. So just be careful, okay? Yeah, the F-16 got killed, but yeah, same thing. I don't have BVR missiles, man. My radar is not the greatest thing ever. My missiles are not the greatest thing if you are in a top tier match. So I gotta fly low. You keep flying low, you keep trying to find targets that are targets of opportunity to use your pythons in, or you try to find targets that are willing to dogfight. And if the target knows that you are a Netz, that you are a Block 10, if they are smart enough, they will not dogfight you because then it's GG. This thing can beat anything in a dogfight, and it's probably one of the best aircraft out there for that. Maybe I have to check how it would perform against some other targets like an F-16C, but I still believe that it turns very well, especially in the instantaneous turn. It probably beats even an F-16C, a J-10, or the J-10 in the long turns, you know, or something like that. But yeah, flying in the middle of the map here, very dangerous. I gotta keep my altitude low when I can, unless I know there is nothing there and I want to do kind of a half loop there to get back, you know. So I fire the first Python on the Mirage, miss it, kind of a poor shot, fire the second one, and good kill, very easy kill. But you see a lot of very, very advanced aircraft, J-10s, F-16Cs, stuff that have, you know, PL-12s and 120s and stuff, so you gotta be careful. Of course, there are still the lower ranks like AV-8s and stuff, so it's not like a completely full tier, top tier that you get, but still it is dangerous because of the missiles that you see, right? So I missed that one, and the missile of the enemy, instead of going for me, it went for the you know, the AV-8, but he was already dead by a missile from a friendly. So this is how it kind of is at the later stages of the match. You just kind of like, you're lucky if you get any kills because everybody just killing everything, and you gotta be efficient in the way that you fly. So from hero to zero, but still the zero can be competitive. So amazing aircraft. And yeah, guys, the Netz is kind of a forgotten aircraft that I love it, and it's my grinder for the Israelis. I see you guys on the next one. Make sure to subscribe, and bye guys, see you.